Howdy lovelies, how are you all doing? Welcome back to Wawa Crafting, where we learn, grow and craft together. In today's session, we are going to work, I think, on the last page that I will be doing with you in the circular journal. It's been stretching over a couple of weeks now, and I think it's time to wrap it up. So, without further ado, let's dive right into it. For this layout, I'm going to use the back of the Zen Doodle. Yes, I added a few little marks on here. It doesn't completely look like it used to. I added dots there, dots in between, and dots on that little, in the middle of this black strip, as well as here and in the middle of that white. So I'm going to flip it over. This is the marks here are from the Distress crayons from the Chula page that I've added those extra colors to, and it's rubbing off here. I'm going to cover this page in blue paper, just cut a copy paper. Going to just add some glue right around, making sure that the paper will adhere well. Not worried that I'll waste too much paper. Furnishing it with my hand, grabbing that little plastic card and just making sure it is adhering well. Then turning this over, there's a bit of glue there. I'm going to cut this out and just punch those holes again. There's a bit of glue on there, so I'm just going to rub that while it is still wet. That way we can get it cleaned up nicely. Just cutting this, fuzzy cutting, we normally move the paper. And we have that one cut out. Now, just to punch the hole so that we can have our orientation sorted. Otherwise, you won't be able to see where your little things need to go. We can see it at the bottom here. Just line it up, punch, and there's a little glue sitting in there. Line this one up the same way, punch it, and there you have your holes where they should be. With that, I am going to turn this over and I'm going to start stenciling on here. I'll close the glue just for a moment or so before we start with the next part. I told you in the previous episode of the Circular Art Journal that I'm missing summer. Yes, it might sound crazy because it gets so very hot here in the UAE, but I tend to miss it. I just want to grab some blue ink. Just bear with me, please. So I've got some Salty Ocean, faded jeans, and broken china, and I think I'm going to start with the broken china and just use the stencil. Yes, you know me, I never clean my stencils. It's easily done though. Bit of water as the Distress inks reacts to water. Very easy to actually clean that. And no detergent whatsoever needed for it. It's done, it's clean, so there's no brown. I'm going to use this one stencil that I so like. We will line it up. Just grabbing a piece of cellophane, we'll line it up a little bit, and I want to cover the whole thing. So we'll start there. Broken china, then Salty Ocean, and lastly a little bit of faded jeans. I want that mosaic look. Just ever so lightly inking this up because the paper is already blue. And yes, I will be going out of view for you, but I will realign this in a minute or so. Just a bit at the bottom there. Not too dark, not too dark. Ever so lightly. And then a bit here. I just keep on moving that. There we have that. And now, Salty Ocean. here and there, also not all over. So I want to just try and line up some of this, but not all of it. It will look like water with the different colors of blue added on top, like the bottom of a pool. And this side. I truly love the effect of this. I need to remember it for those pool layouts for when summer is back. Just the last one here on the end. Just get a different pattern on there. And now a little bit of darker blue, which is the faded jeans. And then we will go on to the next step of this. Once the blue is done, I just love this effect. Not too dark in places, just a little bit. Just the once over. And there we have that. That's the background done. So for the next step, I just want to run a bit of water quickly over here and just wipe that. Close this ink. That's the background. Now, what I've done was I used an orange copy paper and I glued some down on packaging material just to make sure that it was sturdy to go through my punch. However, my bigger punch did not work so well, but I still have some of that orange left, so we will be using that. Now, for here, I'm just going to cut off what is on this one, and I will be using my craft knife if only I can find it. It's in its place. It just moved a tiny little bit to one side. So I'm going to open it up and slice this. So we will be using that. So for the next step, we're going to use some yellow copy paper and we're going to use that exact same stencil we just used to get a mosaic effect. So we're going to start with some yellow and we're going to move into oranges. So for the next step, I'm just going to trace using one of the previous layouts, just half a circle or a 3/4 circle on here. It goes a little bit wonky there, like that, so that we have that. And that is the area that we are going to actually do the stenciling in. We're going to start with yellow. I just want to get a yellow dauber and squeezed lemonade. I'll start with squeezed lemonade. Like yellow, a bit of green in there. If you look at it compared to this, it looks as if there's a bit of green in that yellow. Same process. Start with some of this, just more or less to where we have lined it up and drawn the circle. We go over, it's not a problem. We will be cutting out a shape just now. I'll show you in a little bit. Let's move this one down so we can do this in one movement. Now the next color will be mustard seed, and then we will slowly move into some oranges. Same process as before. I'll just maybe move the way that we line this up. I want that faux mosaic type like look. Right, marigold, we're going into the oranges now. Just here and there. spiced marmalade. Same thing, starting in a different area. I might be going out of view here for you. Please just bear with me. And the little last bit of this at the bottom. There's still a bit that needs some color. Just intensify the color. We don't want a definite color going. We need something there. There we go. And the last color will be wild honey. Even a warmer orange yellow. Just running this here and there. This is one of those wonderful colors. The more you add color, the darker it goes. And I think that is it. All right. Just move the ink pads out of the way. Now for the next step, before we can glue this down, I just want to clean the stencil. Oops, I sprayed it with water. My project with water. It's really very easy to clean stencils after you have used Distress ink products, or the whole Distress line for that matter. Clean both sides, ready for the next use. So for this one, I'm going to just start drawing on the other side. And just so that I can see better, I'm going to, hope I'm not going to regret this, just line this with black for the moment. There we go. I want a piece of bright yellow, orange yellow. I've got this. I need something that I can trace. Just a circle. Will this be too small? No, not really. Sort of. Might not use the whole circle though. Might just use like 3/4 of it. I'm not sure at this moment yet. We will turn this over. Maybe like that. Great. Now orange, dark orange. Glue it down, and then we will have this moved about where we need it to be in the end. Just like that. Almost like a centimeter around it. If I had a compass here, it probably would have been much easier to cut it out. And let's see. I'm not worried about that because that will be cut off anyway. Can't be with this side, it needs to be the other side. Dry. So from here, I just want to get, and I think I will probably be able to draw better from this side. And that's why I needed that to be etched so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to cut this out just in any way. We will be lining it with black ink just to have a little bit more distinction. Just whatever twinkly type like lines. Sorry for the noise in your ears. I will cut this all out off camera. So now that this is cut out, let's do the big reveal. This is what it looks like. And this now needs to be adhered here. You can decide this is the one side. It will fold over. We can always turn it around and do it from this side. Yes, we will lose a little bit of that, which is sad. I was thinking about it. I could have just included that part. So just move it that way and then we will cut it out on the edge. So and just to get that edge, just so I know where to put glue. And I've put a horrible amount of glue on this page here. Just need to wipe this down. And then wipe this with the eraser while it is still wet. And yes, it makes a mess before it gets better. Just get that glue down. And sadly, there's a part there that I missed. Just trim the edges. And also that side. I'm going to just close the glue. And then, with a little marker pen, we can just go around this just to round it off, and hopefully we can hide the fact that I had done that short. So let's go around the edge. You can use whatever type marker pen you would want. It's just to round it off. You could have inked the edges of this as well before gluing it down. Don't want any of that orange to show, yellow orange. And then the edge of this. We can maybe color that just to ensure we hide the fact that it was a bit short. And there we have a beautiful summary page that resembles a swimming pool and this mosaic type black feel of the sun. Thank you for joining me today. Go try something of this sort for yourself. Use a stencil that you might have already. Experiment, see what results you get. If we don't play, we'll never know. If you want to see more content like this, give me a thumbs up. And as always, I'll appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel too. If you haven't done so yet, please hit that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I upload new content. See you back soon. Goodbye.